This is the school.
I don't know. I got it off the internet somewhere. Somebody told me where it was or something. So am I in the frame? Can you see me?
Yeah, in fact. Here, there we go. Okay, that looks good. That looks good.
Who out there wants their life to improve? Raise your hand. Those of you that didn't raise your hand, liars! Welcome, fellow Toastmasters, and the rest of you too. If we want our life to improve, there's one thing, and really one thing only, we have to do. We have to be more honest with ourselves. Now, you might think that that's an easy thing, but it's not such an easy thing to do. If it was easy, everyone would do it. Are you completely honest with yourself? No. You don't even have to answer, because I know. You know why? Because I could see myself in you, and I know that I'm not completely honest with myself. How do we do it? How do we recognize it? There's a lot of areas where most of us are not very honest with ourselves. One big one is our hopes and dreams. How many of us have hopes and dreams, I know I do, where I tell myself, that's too big, I haven't got what it takes, there's no way I can do this, I'm fooling myself. But the truth is, if I or you or anybody has a hope or a dream, that within us is the ability to achieve that dream and move forward it, take a step forward now towards achieving that dream. I have a dream of promoting the idea that we're all one and we all rise or fall together and nobody can sustainably benefit at another's expense. And my dream is that thinking about how we're all one will be the dominant perspective that people think about, act from, communicate in the world. Now you take a look around at all the people killing each other, lying to each other, cheating each other, stealing from each other, and you say, that's a long way from where we are. And I say, yeah, it is. And part of me says there's no way I could make that kind of change or be a force for that kind of change in the world. But what I can do, and what you can do, is I can take the next step. I can stand here and talk to you about that concept of looking at things as what's good for me, truthfully, is good for everybody, and what's good for everybody, truthfully, is good for me, and come at it from that way. And so I can talk and influence you. If I do a good job influencing you, maybe the next time I speak, I can have a larger audience and influence them. So it's a step in that direction. And I'm here to tell you that you have the ability to take the next step, if you're honest with yourself, in making your dreams come true. You have what it takes. Another big area where people are not that honest with themselves is the concept that for me to feel love, it's dependent upon other people's behavior. I've got to find the right relationship, the right people. The people have to support me. People have to believe in me. It's all wrong. It's not true. It's not being honest. What's true is the only love we'll ever feel is the love of who we are. Now, other people can resonate that love within us, but what we're actually experiencing is our own love. So when I interact with my wife, I look at it from the standpoint of I'm experiencing the love that I am, and part of my joy is expressing it towards her in terms of my actions and behavior towards her. But I'm very clear that I'm not dependent on her for me to feel loved or experience love. That's something that's completely my responsibility. There's a lady I know that gives this program in Estland and other places around the world, famous lady. And the name of her program is Arrive Already Loved. And it builds on this concept that we are love and that we can experience all the love there is by experiencing who we are. It's an area where I got the middle concept, But putting it into practice, it is not easy. So I'm still kind of working at making this, what I know is true, completely operative in my life, to where I feel it, act on it automatically, consistently, without deviation. So I'm still growing in my honesty and my acceptance there. Another place where I know you are not completely honest, and again, because I could see myself in you, and you know what that means. So we have to be honest about our shortcomings. When I was hiring people, I did such a bad job because I would only wanted to see the good in them, and I empathized with them so much because they wanted the job so bad, and I just wanted to give it to them and make it all good, that I made terrible hiring decisions. I realized this weekend, after some really awful experiences with employees. I designed around it by having my wife interview people and other employees interviewing people before I would hire them. And I would interview these people. I said, oh, they're great. And these other people would interview them and they'd say, are you crazy? They got this problem, this problem, this problem, this problem. The last person you hired had those problems, and look at the disaster that was. I mean, how can you even consider this? And I went, oh, yeah. Being honest with ourselves to improve our life necessitates that we accept where we're weak and design around it until eventually we won't be weak there, but we may be weak there for a long, long time. So we need to design around it in the meantime. Once again, who here wants to improve their life? Fewer liars, that's good. Who here is willing to be more honest with themselves as a means of doing it? Those that didn't raise your hand, no hope, because I got to tell you one thing. Lying to yourself is the kiss of death. So my challenge to you is the same challenge I have to myself, and that is, in every situation that is not optimal in our lives, let's ask ourselves, what can we do to be more honest with ourselves as a means of moving forward? If we do that, our lives will continue to improve.
Yay, yay. I love the energy. I love the energy. I